Hey guys, welcome back to the Unfiltered Femmes. This is our first official episode.
Yep.
So we thought we would make it very special. I did a poll on my Snapchat today, trying to figure out what we should talk about because we have a lot of topics
100%.
that we wrote out.
But we want really juicy tea for y'all.
Yeah, exactly. So, our number one vote was
Oh no, Anime Boy.
Yay!
Yay! Love triangle, guys. Love triangle.
Yeah, so we're basically just gonna kind of tell you about our situation with this one guy when we were living in Colorado, and actually it didn't stop. We didn't stop communicating with him until 2021. 2022. We stopped talking to him for a little bit, but we're gonna get into that.
Yep.
So, let's start from the beginning. So, me and Sam were at Park Meadows one day. And
as one day, every day during a school day, we were always at Park Meadows. We were always living it up, living every day was our last.
Exactly. And Park Meadows
it's like our home. Shout out to Park Meadows.
Park Meadows is a place in Colorado, if you don't know,
if you don't leave Broomfield.
Yeah, and if you're from Arizona watching or anywhere else, it is a place in Colorado, and me and Sam have a lot of history there. Lots of men that we've talked to.
Oh, a lot.
But anyway, so there was this guy named Vince, and Vince had my Snapchat, and...
Can we talk about Vince for a sec?
Yeah, talk about Vince.
He was weird, okay? If y'all went to Prospect Ridge and you're watching, you know who Vince is. You know who he is. And everybody, and by everybody I mean one specific person had a crush on him. And what she saw in him, no clue.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people did like him.
And for what?
I don't
I
didn't
know. Get the lore. I didn't understand anything.
He was just your typical class clown guy, fucking thinks he's all that type guy, okay? And this was
the one part where he slammed that one kid into the locker though.
Vince had my Snapchat. This was in 2018, so I'm going to say years for the timestamps just so everybody can understand the story a little bit better. So 2018, me and Sam were in Park Meadows, and he Snapchatted me and said, "Hey, do you want to come over to this guy's house? We're having a party." Now at the time, which we're going to get into this in the following episodes with me and my party problem and whatnot. And Sam just tagging along.
No clue, just driving us around, having a vibey time.
So, obviously, me and Sam were like, "Hell yeah, let's go to a party. Fuck it." So
we were in our partying era.
We were
that time.
Yeah. So we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." Now, keep in mind, Park Meadows is what?
Probably done this drive many times. Probably it ranges from 30 to 45 minutes.
So it was kind of not a short drive. So
no.
we drove up back to Broomfield, which is where we lived and he lived. So we went to the party.
It was for you Coloradans, especially the people we went to high school with. Do you all know what the phrase party means?
Because it's not just 4 people, babe.
No, literally, it was 4 to 5 people max.
So me and Sam pull up to this house, okay? And didn't Vince come outside?
He did.
Yeah, he came outside and he was just "Come on in.
Hey guys, what's up?"
Yeah.
You know.
And me and Sam were just okay, whatever. And also our friend at the time, Danielle, was there, so we kind of felt more comfortable.
Oh, and Tara.
Yeah, Tara was there. So we felt better. So we went and.
Was I the only one driving that time too? I think so.
I don't know.
It's sophomore going into junior year, summer. Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been. So we walk into this house and we go down to his basement. There's 3 people sitting on the floor.
Well, we first walked into the house. That's when we first met Mitch.
Oh, he was upstairs?
He was upstairs. He was holding his dog back. And my first thing, because okay, Vince, very not like inclusive one. Very like I think he's like isn't he like in Scientology or something, or
I
isn't he
don't
like a
know.
Jehovah's Witness or something?
I don't know.
But anyway, he was like, "Don't," the whole time he was telling me, "Don't hit on me," and I was looking at Mitch, tall motherfucker, long dirty blonde hair, kind of nerdy looking at the time, but we'll
Right.
get into his makeover as we go. But the whole time Vince was like, "Don't hit on me, don't hit on me,"
Yeah,
and I
like,
was
he
like,
was-
"Don't worry, I won't," because I'm at the time I was like, "I'm gay, not desperate." Like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Well, and he was also like always just throwing like hella like shade like
Oh,
in
yeah.
his jokes. Like it wasn't funny. Like he was
No.
obviously trying to hurt somebody's feelings, and it was not funny.
there's no punchline.
Yeah.
These jokes
No.
weren't funny.
So I guess that happened that I don't remember, but I remember walking downstairs and just like those 4 people sitting there and being like, "What the fuck
Was it just me, or was they like sitting in like a circle?
No, they literally were. They literally were. It like gave cult vibes.
It really did.
And
the whole fucking
Keep
town's
in
a cult.
mind, there's this one girl there. Her name is Leah, and she's a fucking cunt. Like I'm sorry, like she's a fucking
No,
cunt.
she's 100% a bitch.
Like she always started shit with me and like would always be like, "Oh, she's such a slut, blah blah blah, hate that bitch, like blah blah blah." So I'm just like, you know what, cunt, like I'm just gonna shun you out. And the minute that me and Sam walked in there, all of the men are like obviously all over me and Sam because like we just know how to communicate
We're the
unlike these
vibes.
bitches. So
Except Tara. Tara's a queen.
yeah, Tara's a
We
queen.
love you,
Love
Tara.
Tara.
Everybody else can go fucking suck a dick.
So
Tara, if you see this, we love you.
Tara, I love you. But so I'm obviously just ignoring this bitch, and I'm talking to Mitch and Vince, and Sam.
Yeah.
And Mitch like pulls out his phone. I remember he was like recording me.
What was he recording?
I don't know. Like
doing?
we were listening to Kesha, and he like was like recording. In fact,
Oh, he loved Kesha. We loved
yeah,
Kesha.
and that's like one thing we got along on. Like we all loved like Kesha, and he also was like smoking weed at the time, and like I was smoking weed at the time, so we were just like all vibing. It was a fun night. So yeah, I don't really know where this like led.
I took a dab in front of Danielle, and she was all like, she looked kind of uncomfortable.
I don't remember that.
I was like, it was by like that counter, like that bar area.
Oh,
and I was
yes.
like sitting in the
Yes,
chair,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
I took a dab.
Yeah. Okay.
How I was not fucking like out of it that night, beyond me.
Well, that was also the time that I was trying to be sober as well. Like I was trying. It was.
Well, and my tolerance is pretty high because I was smoking already.
I totally forgot about that. So, fast forward a little bit. Like I think this is like literally a week later.
Yeah.
And we went over to Mitch's house, and this time he had his girlfriend there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So her name's Alyssa.
Yeah. And Alyssa was there at this. We were just hanging out with Mitch. It was Mitch, me, you, and Alyssa.
Yeah.
And we were all hanging out, just having the time. And immediately, like, I can get the vibe that she doesn't like me. Like, it just gave the vibe of, like, okay, like, I don't want her fucking here right now. So I kind of just, like, I wasn't standoffish, but, like, I obviously wasn't trying to get her man. I never had feelings for Mitch. At all, and I truthfully can say that. Like, I swear on everything. I swear on my cats.
Even like,
Yeah,
I
like,
can like
I
affirm,
never
like,
felt
confirm that.
Yeah, I never felt anything for him, and she always kind of thought that from what we know. And so fast forward.
Okay, so M was out of town. You were in like Florida or something, and so like me, Mitch, and Alyssa like all hung out, and like we were just doing what we did. We went to like Boulder. We were all just like, we smoked up, and I shit you not, I straight up fucking teleported from my house to that mall, to that McDonald's, and then teleported back home. But I remember some things in between. Like that was like the highest I ever been. I took like a bong size fucking rip from that wax and the dab. And I dropped off Mitch. And Alyssa, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. I broke fucking girl code, okay? I tried kissing this man. When I dropped him off at my fucking house. Or his house. And he like kind of backed away. He's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry." Like in the moment, I'm fucking high. I was like, "Hi, I don't know what to say."
Yeah.
Anyway, dropped him off, went back home. Literally the next day was the fucking blur. I that was all I remembered from that experience.
So after that happened with Sam, obviously, like I said, or she said that I wasn't there. I was out of town. I got home. Sam obviously told me about it. So
Oh my god!
I'm gonna kiss a boy.
Almost did. Man.
And this is the weird thing because, like we said, Sam had a crush on him, obviously, especially after the whole kissing thing, whatever.
Like almost
right?
kiss, whatever.
But it was still always Emily has a crush on Mitch, like with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't understand.
No, yeah.
Because I never had any, and I had a boyfriend at the
And
time.
then the whole school was talking about it.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We had to take a little intermission because we had some issues with our storage.
We love
it.
Oh, right. Okay, so back to it. So she called my phone and she was like, "Can you pick Mitch up?" He was like, apparently he was like doing shrooms or something. I don't remember. And so I was on FaceTime with M, and at this point I did not like him. He was like being like not favoring towards like me. He was obsessed with M. At this point he was just using me for my car. And I was like, I'm not picking him up. And then me and Em like came to a decision where we were like, okay, we can just pick him up. That's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And so basically we went to his house. We went to Alyssa's house, which is
Yeah.
all the way, like 20 minutes, like 25 to 30 minutes north. And we just fucking, we got him and we were just driving down the road. He was still like on his shroom kick.
He was like really high still.
Yeah. And so basically we fucking were driving and he was just fucking he was like all up in fucking arms about everything. He was just fucking upset.
He was just ranting.
Pissed off.
He was like talking shit about me. He was talking shit about you.
Yeah, no, like
in Sam's car. Like she was literally driving him and he was like talking shit about her to her.
Yeah, literally. Like, and I'm like, at this point I was fed the fuck up. So I slammed my foot so hard on the brakes in the middle of the road going towards Broomfield, and I straight up was like, get out of my car. And he was like, no. And I was like, get the fuck out of my car. I said something that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And so I slammed on the brakes of my car. It's like, if you think I'm this, then get the fuck out of my car. And he was like, no, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. So I was like, whatever, fine. So we kept driving and we went back to his house. And he was like, can you, like, guys sneak through the basement? Like, what did he say? He's like, can you guys, like, sneak through the basement? I don't want to wake my mom or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we, like, went down to his basement, and he just was talking more shit, doing what he does, and I'm just like, bruh.
We were just fed up with his shit at this time. Like, we were literally, like, it was just one thing after another because he was obviously down, like, a really dark path.
Yeah, he was
not, losing it.
He was, yeah, he like had like a full
he was like
break.
Full skits. So I don't really know what set this off, like with the whole Instagram thing. I think it was Vince.
Yeah.
So Vince, it was like around December at this point because that all happened in November, and December came around and Vince posted a picture.
Yeah, and it had like something to do
with you kissing. Who posted that with you kissing? It was like kissing.
No, it was something about you first. I remember because like this was kind of towards when we made that other video. Sometimes we just make videos for ourselves. Do you guys ever just do that? Anyway. So that video is just sitting on our folder in Google.
We'll play a clip.
We'll play a hot clip. But he posted something and it had like something to do with like one or both of us. And so we clapped back and we like I think we even like went as far as like adding him or something.
Well, yeah, so they were basically, long story short, they were just posting really dramatic fucking pictures of me and Sam and like fucking captioning it like all this crazy fucking shit, talking shit about us. So me being me, I fucking blasted both of them on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And they got hella hate.
And then and then it went like farther because then he did like the miss me, now you gotta kiss me, and then he like was like, oh wait, you tried, like as if I was gonna be humiliated. Everybody knows me. Everybody knew at the time before, you know, like before all me like in the process of transitioning, everybody knew I was a little fagwar. Everybody knew, so it wasn't shocking, and that was more embarrassing on his part, not mine.
Yeah.
But then Alyssa's sister fucking was like coming at me, and I told her, I was like, I'm sorry, like I genuinely did not mean to like do all this stuff, and like yeah, I had like feelings, but I wouldn't have taken it that far. But I was high as a fucking kite, with no fucking
like,
morals,
that's another thing,
or,
like,
you know, like whatever.
Yeah, Sam was high. She obviously wasn't in the right state of mind and did that.
No excuse.
No, but you were under the influence.
I was under the influence.
Yeah.
I did what I did, and for anybody that I hurt, I'm sorry.
But that's
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like that was
so
what, almost how long ago was that? Like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah. So that all fucking happened, and basically we just blocked all of them. We
blocked
blocked
contact,
Vince, we
no
blocked
contact.
Alyssa, everybody, Mitch, fucking
Anybody
in
that group.
So now fast forward, it was 2021. Yeah. 2021.
Yeah.
And I wanted to clear the air, which I'm the type of person that I don't like to hold grudges, okay? Like, I hate it.
Now I don't know.
But back then, I wanted to, like, just not necessarily be friends with him, but I wanted to just clear the air on, like, everything that happened at that time.
Yeah.
And, like, yes, again, he was under the influence a lot, and he had a drug addiction, so I kind of felt for him in a way because I had similar experiences. So, and he was honestly, he was a good friend at the time, and back then, we thought then that he was still gonna be, you know, he was genuine.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him and I was just like, hey, like, I hope all is well. You know, I hope we could talk about things. This happened a while ago, blah, blah, blah. And he reached back out and he was like, hey, like, I'm really glad that you reached out. Like, let's definitely stay connected. I'm so happy that you reached out.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, at this time period, Sam was living in Indiana. I was in Arizona, and he was in Colorado. So we were all in different states. And eventually, Sam got involved in that as well. And like I think we all had a chat about.
At one point, I ended up reaching out to him too.
Yeah. So we all collectively reached out to each other, and we started FaceTiming each other, and we started talking again, and everything was fine.
It was a wholesome vibe. Like
he was changing.
He was, and like we were on Discord, like we were playing Minecraft.
Yeah,
together. We were just like doing.
It was fun.
Normal things.
He was also not dating Alyssa by then.
Yeah, he broke up with her.
Or
whoever happened. Broke up with whoever.
So then the time comes to meeting up.
So fun.
And me and Sam decide to visit Colorado because I wasn't there for a while.
And we didn't see each other for like...
We didn't see each other for a while.
2 years?
And I was in the process of like getting over my ex. I wanted something new. Like, I just wanted to like go on vacation. Obviously, that's a terrible place to go on vacation.
No, fuck Colorado.
But I wanted to see my bestie.
Yeah.
I wanted to see my other bestie as well at the time. So we go to Colorado, and Mitch lets us stay at his house.
Oh.
We also got a hotel for the last 2 nights that we were staying there, but we were staying at Mitch's house for 3 days.
The majority of it. So I flew out like way earlier because my family. I went to Colorado with my family, and I was like, I might as well go with them. Like, why not? Because like then I'll see Em, and that's how it planned out.
Yeah. And
so I flew out there. My parents took me to his house, and you know, Mitch, you know, if any of y'all know him, he's like the type of person on his Insta be like, look at my buff body, like all of this stuff. Like he was like a gym rat. And pull up into the driveway. I see this skinny, slender man coming out of the house. His mom's really nice too, though.
Yeah, we love Maureen.
She's the sweetest lady I've ever met. And I actually met her before I met Mitch because she came into my work, which was Safeway, a lot. But anyway, that's not this part of the story. Anyway, so basically, I'm like, okay, one, this is disappointing. I was expecting like a buff, big fucking himbo daddy bod coming out. No. And M tells a man to change something and he's gonna change it. That's another thing. Fucking, he was blonde and I was like, oh, brown hair is like my favorite. So what does he do?
He turns his hair brown.
Yep. And what's funnier is after we left and like later on, he dyed his hair back to blonde.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But no, anyway, so we were at his house and it immediately started like again, like he was using me again.
He was asking
I
Sam.
was 21 at the time,
Yeah.
and he's like 20.
He was 20.
He's 20. And so, without telling me, he's like, "We're gonna go to the dispensary, and you're gonna go in and get my stuff." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I don't know what to do. I don't. After that whole thing with the weed and like 2018 and stuff, I don't smoke a whole lot anymore.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you what to do at a fucking dispensary because I have no clue.
Right.
None whatsoever. So he's like, say this, 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 and this. And I was like, dude, you're going to have to write this down for me. So he did. Walk out, get his stuff. He's like, now we're going to the gas station. Or like the liquor store or whatever. Has me fucking buy his liquor. And mind you, this is a grown man living in his mother's house.
Well, that too, yeah. And
Mama, he was like, don't tell my mom that I'm like drinking and like smoking. And I'm like,
and then having Sam buy it when we already love Maureen so much. Like, not saying we're snitches or whatever, but like,
but I was this close to
respect-
fucking like saying something.
respect her, you know?
Like, okay, another thing about this man, I don't know what it is about men, but y'all like to go fucking 100 million miles an hour.
Yeah, he drove.
He drove crazy. We were going like 115 to 120 miles an hour down E470 to the airport. And mind you, I was like this. I was like, oh my fucking God. I literally had my eyes closed like this driving because I was in the front seat. And so we go to the airport to get him. And he's like, so we're picking her up at the door, right? Or whatever. It's like, no, we were going to go inside to get her. And one, he got so exasperated. It's like, dude, I'm paying for us to get out of the parking lot. And
he
I'm
was
like,
just very control. He was
it
controlling
was a
person.
controlling situation.
Yeah.
Whatever. Not part of the story. Anyway, we go into the airport.
Sam makes like a cute little iPad sign.
I brought my iPad with me to the airport, and I had like a little sign drawn out saying Emily or something.
Because
like
we
that.
haven't seen each other in a while, like
Yeah,
we said. So
it was cute. It was fun.
And the minute I walk out, he is first of all recording us, like seeing each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And he is just staring at me in a way where it's just like you could tell this man
There was sexual
yeah,
tension.
like you could tell this man was already feeling some type of way. So I just like kind of was like, okay, maybe I'm just overthinking, not gonna mention anything, whatever, right? So let's just fast forward a little bit to that night. So
we were all hanging out.
we were
in
all
the
hanging. It was all
backyard,
fine. We had a great day.
but he was all like, "Oh, look at me!" Like,
yeah,
you know,
very
like,
show off.
hit me, punch me, like,
Yeah.
you know. Basically, he was all just like, "Oh, I'm Mr. Macho Man," like, nah.
So later that night I was still getting over my ex, and I had a lot of issues with sleeping alone, so I wanted to sleep with somebody.
Yeah.
So obviously that'd be my best friend. So yeah, I just wanted to like sleep with I wanted to sleep with her, and I told him that, and he was like, okay, everything was good.
Bestie vibe, you know.
Slept together,
cool.
everything was fine. Next day,
chilling,
everything's good, still same shit. I think we went to the mountains that day.
He was kind of acting weird that day too.
He was acting weird that day.
This is like when it kind of all started because the night before was fine.
Yeah.
And then things got a little wonky.
Yeah.
And so I remember we were driving up the mountain and I was chewing gum. He got so mad at me because he's like, you chew too loudly. He was like, spit out your gum or whatever. Did he like hold out his hand?
Yeah, he held out his hand.
And I was like, I'm not putting my wet gum in your fucking hand. So I was like, I'll just toss it out the window, whatever. And I was like, okay. And then we took pictures. Everything was fine, I guess. He was all over you. All the pictures, if you look through them again, all over you. Pictures with me wanted nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
He was doing all sorts of poses where like he thought he was like by himself, and I'm just sitting there like,
Yeah.
you know, like Lost Gulch or wherever we were. We were at like the Sunrise Amphitheater in Boulder,
Yeah.
and that's like way up like wherever, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like Flagstaff Road or whatever.
But he was just acting really weird, like with the whole like with Sam and like being very like
Again,
lovey.
with me seeing it from my view, nothing new. Like he used me for a lot of things, and getting to her was one of them.
Right. And at the time, like me and Sam didn't really talk about it because obviously we're staying at his house.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to like communicate with
We
each
didn't
other.
get to debrief like we
No.
normally do, like any best friend would.
No. So that night was the first night where things got really weird. Like really weird. So I think was this the night with the movie?
Fucking yeah, fucking
So,
fucking anime, fucking silent voice, fucking bullshit.
hence the title of the fucking podcast.
Anime boy.
Anime boy. So he goes, I really want to show you guys this movie. It means a lot to me.
Mention, I had a lot of health issues at this time too. So like staying awake, like I had like stomach problems, so staying awake and staying energized was just not in me. So I was falling asleep a lot.
Yeah.
I was almost like a narcoleptic.
Sam was falling asleep. So we we sit down and watch this movie, and
Girl, the movie, weird as fuck one. Like, you don't show, if you want to watch a movie with your friends, watch White Chicks, fucking something upbeat, like comedic.
he puts the silent voice on.
And if y'all anime people know what that is, why would you pick that out for a movie choice? Why?
For people who don't know what that movie is about, it's basically a suicidal girl, and she ends up like trying to kill herself.
Did she or did she not? I was
She gets-
sleeping like
she gets
halfway
saved.
through.
And that is it's not important, but basically this man is on the couch
Bawling his eyes out. He is crying. Like,
And me and Sam, I was like trying so hard not to laugh.
we're like looking at each other.
And I look at Sam. No, it's like halfway through the movie, and I look at Sam, and I'm like, "Oh my god, please answer your phone," because I'm texting her, and I'm like, "This shit's so fucking weird," and she's just out. She's like,
I straight up was like snoring. I remember, okay, because the last thing I remember is looking over, and Mitch is like, and I look over again, and Em's just on her phone.
"He brought the tissue box out." He brought the tissue box
Girl,
out.
not the fucking tissue
And
box.
so he was just like, and Sam's just like, and I'm over here like trying not to laugh.
And the next thing I know is all I hear is she's out, and I wake up.
Yeah, so you,
I fucking fell asleep, and all I hear is she's out, and she and Mitch walk into the bedroom, and I was like, I ain't trying to be a part of this. So I walk upstairs to the guest room because I was sleeping with Em, and they had 2 guest rooms. And so I was sleeping in the downstairs guest room with Em, and I was like, you know what? She might want some like alone time because she was like in the middle of like hard times with like her ex. And you are a fighter with them covers, girl. Like we were like playing tug of war, and I was like, you know what? Take the covers. She took them, and this was like the day of that night.
yeah.
And so I was like, I just want to sleep. So I ran upstairs, but
But
I
little
like
did
sneakily like went upstairs, fucking took the Hydro Flask with like ding.
little did she know,
Off track, sorry.
we literally, me and Mitch, the movie ended, and he was like, "Hey, like, do you want to go in the room because she's sleeping?" And I was like, "Yeah, because I don't want to wake her up." And we went in the room, but I was like, all I'm thinking in my head is, she better have not gone upstairs because I do not want to sleep with him tonight.
Too late. I'm sorry. I was breaking so many girl code things.
So then he's in the room talking to me about his life story, how he's been depressed, how he fucking got over Alyssa, how he fucking is so manic, and how he got over his drug addiction, blah blah blah. everything. This was a 3-hour conversation, guys.
What time was it at?
It was like 2 in the morning. And I just had to sit there and go, wow. Really?
Tell me more.
Really? And keep in mind, guys, right before, like this was like in the beginning of our conversation, I go out to the living room to check on Sam, and she's gone. So I'm like, so I had to go back in the room and continue. And keep in mind, guys, I am thirsty as fuck and hungry as fuck.
Colorado's dry as fuck.
I haven't eaten anything all day. And all I'm thinking in my head is, I just really want a fucking soda or a juice with like a fucking burger and fries, something like fatty, right? So I tell Mitch, I go, can you grab me something to eat? Of course. I'll go get you something. He comes down. I'm not even kidding you guys. I am looking you dead in the fucking eye right now. He comes down with a napkin with a fucking half piece of Krispy Kreme donut. His tail is rock solid, rock hard, and the half glass
of lukewarm water.
That's tap. It's tap water.
No, because they had a fucking fridge with a water dispenser. Why did he go to the fucking sink and fill up a cup of, like a glass of water that's tap?
So I'm just like eating this hard crispy donut. Fucking.
You know what they call it? Krispy Kreme. Crunch. It's not crunchy cream, it's Krispy Kreme.
I down this fucking lukewarm water, and I am just cotton mouth. All I'm thinking in my head is, I just want to go to sleep. And this man keeps me up all night long.
All night, because I wanted to do stuff the next day.
So then things start getting sexual towards this night, okay, guys? So then he starts talking about his sex life, and he's asking about my sex life, and he's like, what have you done with Nick, which is my ex? What have you done, like, with other guys? Have you been, like, with girls? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling him, let me be real with you guys. I'm a freaky motherfucker. So I'm telling him straight up. I'm like, yeah, like, I've done this, and that. Oh, like, wow. You're just so cool. Like, you're just the most unique woman I've ever met. And obviously, I'm getting the hint. He's flirting with me. But then, get this. So I talk to him and I go, so, like, have you ever, like, had feelings for me? I straight up ask him that. No, like, I just see you as, like, a sister. Like, I see you as a sister.
That was one freaky stepbrother, girl.
It was the freaky one now.
I just see you as a sister.
And so I'm, in my head, being a dumb, gullible fucking bitch who just got out of a 4-year relationship, I'm like, oh yeah, oh my god, bestie. so
Not bestie.
So then, like, 6 a.m. rolls around, and he's like, yeah, like, I don't think we should go to sleep, but I think we should pull a prank on Sam. And I go, a prank on Sam? Like, okay, why not? It's fun. So he goes, let's pretend we had sex.
The way I fell for it, too.
But, like, in my head back then, I thought this was totally normal, but looking at it, like, now, I'm like,
what the fuck is he on?
Obviously, he wanted to fuck me that night.
No, he wanted to fuck, and he was just like, and then she probably thought you were like, oh, I'm so gullible
and he wanted to do that to see if you would be okay with it. So if he did do it, it would be okay.
But I was just like, I remember he was just like, he probably thought you were like, oh my god, I'm just so stupid. Why don't we just have sex right now?
Right.
And you weren't doing that.
No. So he brings a box of condoms in the room. He opens up one. He leaves it in the bed. I think we undressed. No.
I don't know.
He took his shirt off.
Yeah.
And I think I was just under the covers, but I'm still wearing my clothes. I didn't get naked. And we're sitting in the bed.
He would have wanted you to get naked, girl. He wanted to see those bahankas. Those knockers are next level. Big honkers.
So then Sam comes down, and this was like at 7, 8.
7, 8, yeah, whatever.
And Sam comes down in the room.
I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, I don't know who said it.
You were literally just like, oh, did you guys have sex?
Yeah, like, I wasn't even thinking about it. And then I was trying to be cool with it. Because I was like, that's my man! Because, you know, my bitch ass was like, that's my man! No, but they were like, yeah, we had sex, and my face went like, I was like, are you okay with that? I was like, no, yeah, no, I have to call my mom because my parents were in Colorado too. And I was like, I think I want to go get coffee with her or something. And I was like, oh shit.
I felt so bad. I was literally like about to cry because I was like, oh my god, like I can't, like
I was trying to. I don't talk about my feelings like ever. You know this.
Yeah.
Like she's like my sister, and I still don't share feelings with her.
Yeah.
Like we talk about stuff,
Yeah.
like important things, but I never show feelings because that's just the Aquarius in me, and then I go home and have a tantrum later. That's just me, and then I plan revenge.
Oh god.
Aquarius, but I wouldn't plan revenge on you or
Well, yeah.
anything. But I was just like, yeah, I gotta go get coffee or something.
So at this point, I'm like feeling really bad, and I'm like, oh my god, like why the fuck did we do that, Mitch? Blah blah blah.
Didn't I say like it smells like Thai food in here or something?
Probably that fucking donut.
No, it was his armpits.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He used to make fun. Okay, so like for y'all that know, I was not really hygienically up to par back in the day. It's reeked, and I went to like over Emily's head, and I was like,
What's funny is too, like in the middle of the night, I was like, these sheets smell weird, and he was like, oh yeah, they do. Like I'm gonna have to wash them, and then sure enough, he's like, yeah, like it's definitely not us. And then like that morning,
not us, you. Like what the fuck? No shit, it's not you. Like obviously, it's not you. Em.
So
It's him.
then at this point, Sam didn't end up going out, right? No, you didn't
No,
leave.
because like you felt bad. So
Yeah.
you were like, it's a prank. We were kidding.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, okay.
and then like it was just kind of like weird after that.
So basically, we were FaceTiming Tiny, and so like,
This is a friend of ours.
by the way, moved on from Mitch and hopped onto another guy, Mitch's friend James, which I met like 6th grade. We were both new to the school. So I kept talking about James the whole time. And
Sam moved on from the Mitch crush.
I moved on from the Mitch crush, basically. And so we were like trying to like talk about like we were talking with Tiny, and Tiny was like, "Oh, we should go like clubbing or something or whatever."
Yeah.
And I was still not feeling well, so I was like, I mean, I don't want to like drag you guys, and that so that wouldn't be fun for any of us.
So we ended up going to downtown Denver, and we went out to the Cheesecake Factory with just Mitch, Tiny,
me, and you.
and yeah. So we're sitting at dinner. Mitch is acting really fucking weird.
He's
still.
like impatient, like all this stuff. We're
He's
trying to catch up with
moody.
our friend.
Yeah.
And
he insisted on going too, and we told him
we
not
told
to go.
him. He was like, "You don't have to go. Like that is up
He
to
also
you."
made us Uber there
Which
when he had
why?
the car, and
Yeah.
you filled up his gas tank.
Literally, yeah, we'll get into that. But we were like, we should just drive. Like, there's no point in Ubering, which was
Yeah.
like what, $25
Each
each
way.
way. And so basically, we meet up with Tiny. Like everything was fine. We were at the Cheesecake Factory. He's so impatient. And then he starts making up scenarios because so we were like walking through 16th Street, all boarded up. Things were just crazy. Shit hit the fan there. And so Mitch was like, yeah, some guy called you the N-word or something. And I stood up for you by staring at him. And I was like, it's like my hero. Like, had I heard that, I would have turned around and I would have clapped the
But
fuck
get
back.
this, guys. Out of me, Sam, and Tiny, all three of us didn't
not
hear it.
So obviously he was making that up. One to get on my good side and one to impress her. So that one to impress her, me to get on my good side.
And the entire time, also, when we're walking on this street,
He's on the phone with his boss. I don't even know if he was on
and
the
he's
phone with his
all
boss.
over me. He kept
And
like
all over
he
M.
kept being like,
He's like
So
he's
amazing.
full on groping her in
Yeah.
public.
and like, even the pictures, we can insert them. So, yeah, basically, we just fucking that night. It was weird. He was just being like all over me, still fucking awkward, just on the phone,
Impatient.
not talking to any of us. So then that night is when we had that dance party.
Yeah, so like was he out or something? We were getting ready or whatever.
We were getting ready.
He was at work. So
Yeah.
this was like I think the day after.
Okay.
But we were like dancing, we were doing makeup,
Yeah,
like, we were
it
just
was
having
fun.
a wholesome
So
vibe.
He came home and we were like having a dance party. He was playing music. We were taking pictures. We can insert those too. and still seemed obsessed with me.
Oh,
And
100%.
and we were dancing around, and he kept, and that was the first night where I knew he really liked me, because we were dancing around, and he literally went like, he was just like, let me demonstrate. He was just like, oh. Like lips like really fucking close to my mouth.
And he's like tall. He's pretty tall
he's
too.
pretty. Also, after that second night I slept with him, he slept with me every single night.
Well, and then we were both lying in bed.
Yeah.
And he like cuddled in the middle of us.
Yeah.
And
being the
he was too TMI one night because he was like, I got a boner and blah 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 blah. And he's like, you guys kept moving and it got me excited. I was like, I could have gone my whole life without knowing that. Like
why do you have to announce that?
Why did he and men in general just announce the most random shit? Okay, like what the fuck?
We were sleeping together every single night. Nothing sexual happened. Nothing, no kissing, no. We were just like cuddling with each other.
Yeah,
that was it. And I honestly kind of liked it because I was just like, oh, like I get to cuddle with somebody.
You're away from, you're getting out of your relationship.
Yeah,
and you just wanted contact,
right,
body contact,
right?
Which makes sense.
So then the following day, me and Sam go to downtown Denver again, just me and her, while he's at work, and we go to a farmer's market and we see a psychic.
Yeah.
Now, knowing us, astraology ass fucking bitches, obviously,
crystals and all that.
Yeah, we go see the psychic, and he pulls like 2 cards, I think, for $10. 3 cards.
Yes.
He pulls 3 tarot cards, and he tells us, like, he asks us a question. We can pick one question, and so I just go. I think I asked
something about your love life.
And he literally mentioned Mitch to the T and was like, what did he say?
I don't remember. Did he either say it was like good timing?
Yeah, he said,
which this fucking psychic was wrong as fuck for that.
But obviously, putting that into my head, whatever he said, I'm thinking, oh my god, maybe Mitch is like
the one.
Yeah. So then I start thinking, and I'm like, I remember we Ubered back home after that, and I'm like talking to Sam, and I'm like, do you really think like Mitch likes me? And like Sam was like, yeah, like
obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it the whole time.
And I'm just like, oh my god, like what the fuck? And so we get back to Mitch's house that night, and all I'm thinking in my head is, oh my god, tell him. I was like, oh yeah, we went to the psychic today, and he told me that I have a love, like my best friend is in love with me, but like I can't think of what friend it is.
Yeah.
And he was just like sitting there like, and so
not him not being. Did we be able to narrow it down?
We're gonna get to that because he mentioned it again, but so after that, we and Sam got to our hotel, and Mitch didn't hang out with us that night because he was
too busy doing God knows what.
So yeah, that night was really fucking weird. Me and Sam made it fun though, like me and her, like we just had a great time.
We literally, I felt like a new person when we got to that hotel.
Yeah, we slept like really good.
We slept good. We ran our errands. Yeah. Like we did the whole 9.
So then that night, him and James come over to the hotel.
Daddy James.
They come over to the hotel, and things are exceptionally weird now that obviously there's tension between me and Mitch. Obviously there's something going on with James and Sam.
Well, more like me being delusional. No, because like Mitch kept playing like you should like prank Sam and just like blah 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 blah, like trick Sam. Like he was telling this to James.
Yeah,
you should trick Sam and think like you're in. He's into you. Like, you know, whatever.
He was just being an asshole.
But like I think James was pretty genuine.
He was,
because he was letting me feel his biceps, and I was all like,
yeah, that night.
Peaches and cream.
So then we went to the pool and like we went swimming.
No, because it was the same night we went to fucking Applebee's. Another thing. So we took, Be Real was really big at the time, and I still use it sometimes for like pictures. I wish you didn't have to post them. I wish you could just take a picture and just save it. But he got so mad at me. He was so upset because I had a picture with him with his face in it, and it was me and M.
It was a wholesome pic.
And he got so fucking mad at me. And he made me feel like shit that whole time. And I was like, I was literally like crying.
Yeah.
I was like on the verge of like, no, I literally,
You were crying.
I was crying.
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck would you, like, you could have told me, like, like, whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like hurt you, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever. And like, so he finishes eating his whatever the fuck he got, chicken or whatever.
we go to Applebee's and he's like, I have a good idea. Why don't we prank James thinking that me and Emily are dating? And so we put the pranks, guys. We put the pranks. Like, what is this?
This isn't a prank. This is him trying to make a story.
This is projecting. So
he was trying to falsely manifest.
Again, I'm stupid, and I was just like, yeah, let's do it. So he was like, okay, big plan. So once James gets into the hotel room, you'd be like,
you're gonna
hey,
like
babe.
nonchalantly kiss or whatever.
Yeah, be like, hey, babe, and then like kiss each other. Or we'll kiss each other.
And he was already like hyping it up to James that he was like pretty much fucking married to you at this point.
So we go to Applebee's. Yeah, we get back to the hotel, and all of a sudden he goes to the bathroom.
And James is over too.
James is there at this time.
And all we hear is, oh, 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 and he's like throwing up his food.
You could hear it.
But like, it wasn't like, bleh. It was, oh, like he was trying to like sound manly while barfing. Like, it's like, it's giving dude wipes for men.
So I just look at Sam and I'm like, because we haven't kissed yet, and I'm just looking at Sam like, oh no. And I don't even think he had a toothbrush.
No, absolutely not. That would make sense.
So he gets out of the bathroom, and me being me, I think he had like a code word for him to be like, okay, now to do it. So he says something, and I'm like, fuck, now's my time.
And
so
we were at the pool at this point, right?
Yeah. So did I kiss him at the pool?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So...
Which, ew. And then I finally got my manifesting
Oh, right,
thing.
we were at... Okay.
So he fucking buys beer. Sorry, we're like back and forth. He buys beer, or like I buy the beer. Big surprise. He was like, can you not pay for it? And me being me, I was like, you gotta kiss me first. And he kissed me.
He kissed you, yeah.
And this is before he blew chunks.
Yeah.
So I felt really bad for you. And we're down at the pool, and he's like kissing her, and I look at James, and I'm like, And James is, I don't know what James's reaction was.
Didn't really, he didn't give
a fuck. Like okay, dating. Yeah, like
he
whatever.
Was just like, yeah, they're dating. And I was like, thanks, babe. Like, and you could tell Mitch was eating it up. He was just like,
yeah. Knockers next level.
Like, I'm getting some pussy tonight.
He didn't get anything.
No. Well, he did get a thigh touch. We'll get to that.
I don't want to say the line now, but we'll wait.
We go back up to the hotel room, and everything's fine. I think we're just like talking with James and Mitch. Whatever. Me and
feeling his muscles some more. Big surprise.
Yeah, me and Mitch keep occasionally kissing each other. And then we like do a full makeout at one point. I remember that on the bed.
One thing I regret is not playing Spin the Bottle.
Yeah, we were gonna play Spin the Bottle.
We should have. The lore.
And so
then James ends up leaving.
James leaves, and Mitch wants to stay the night because that's our last night. Last night in
Colorado, yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So Mitch sleeps in my bed, and Sam passes out.
No, I pretended to pass out. I literally, like, I couldn't, like, I was fine that day, so I was, like, kind of energized. So I hear everything, and so I flip over, and I'm like, I'm in my bed, I'm in my bed, I'm in my
We
bed.
weren't even doing anything bad. Like, he was opening up to me, so he goes...
But I'm like, this is, like, because I was like, oh, it's kind of
Yeah.
awkward, so I'm just gonna, like, flip over and pretend to go to sleep. And then I ended up falling asleep.
So he looks at me, and he goes, Emily, I've been in love with you this entire time.
No shit!
I've like been holding this in, like that whole psychic thing, like I knew it was me, and like it just shocked me, and like I have to say something because like I love you so much.
Oh, he said love.
Yeah.
He was using the strong word.
He was like, I've been obsessed with you, like blah blah blah. And I'm just over here like, I just got out of a 4-year relationship. You know, what
Timing
is
was
love?
not right.
I was just like, man, like I haven't even been single for more than a month. Like and so I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I feel the same way.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Why am I acting so surprised?
I was just like, I feel the same way. And then we start making out, and then he's like,
Your thighs are so nice.
I finally get to touch you, and I don't feel like it's wrong.
Yeah, I didn't know that part.
So he's touching my body. He's not touching my vagina or my boobs.
Your bobs.
Or my bobs. He's just touching like my stomach and my thighs. I think he grabbed my ass. He was grabbing my ass.
You got a nice ass.
He did grab my ass the third night into Colorado because he wanted to see what a ass felt like on a woman because he hasn't felt that in a long time. What is with me and that? I'm taking one for the team. We're gonna get to that. So, we end up falling asleep, and the next day
I'm like preparing to leave. Like I'm at my dad's hotel.
we
I'm
tell
like,
you though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so like I'm at my dad's hotel just like getting ready, like, you know, like whatever. And like we're packing up. And so we drive back and Mitch is there. Hi, Mr. Cobus. I'm Mitch. Oh wait, no, he already met Mitch. And my dad was like, oh, he's a nice guy, you know, whatever. And I'm like, is he though? And I was like, at this point, I was like, I just want to go home.
So
And I asked you if you wanted to ride back with me.
Well, this was before that happened,
Okay.
but when Sam and I woke up, Mitch was there up too, and then we told Sam that like he had feelings for me and like we might work things out, like long
Yeah.
distance.
Long distance. Hi, Jeff.
Hey Jeff, love you. So
Love ya.
can't wait to see you in 2 weeks. Anyway,
Her.
so yeah, he Sam was just kind of like, oh yeah, like okay, like
I
whatever.
was fine with it.
So
I
then
don't care.
backtracking to like, yeah, we were outside and I needed to ride to the airport because my flight was before yours.
Yeah.
And
We were leaving like hella early though.
yeah, and so Mitch goes, no, I insist on taking you. I'm like, no, I'm taking an Uber. And he's just like, oh, like I really want to take you, like please, baby. He kept all over me, like touching me, kissing me out front of this fucking hotel lobby.
And I was just like,
And I all in my head I was like, I am not ready for this. Like I cannot emotionally.
prepare.
I can't.
You already dealt with this for a week.
Yeah.
It felt like a year.
It felt like a year.
Fucking Colorado sucking the time out of everything.
So, yeah, I eventually get an Uber and he's like, bye, baby. Like, I can't wait to see you again. Like, we're gonna FaceTime every night.
No.
We did.
Oh wait, no, we did.
You
We did, because we're gonna jump some more. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. So, we go home and
Everything was fine.
everything was fine. We got on Discord every night.
Pretending like nothing happened, even though like you and Mitch were like, love ya.
Me,
you know, like,
yeah,
all that.
me and Mitch were like not officially dating, but we were like,
Like,
seeing.
talking.
We were seeing each other. Like we were definitely seeing. Like it was wrong for us to talk to anybody else. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Like exclusive.
Yeah. So then.
Oh, do you remember when he showed us his dick pic?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's another thing. He was sending nudes to me too.
And like he was
And Sam.
showing, well, not me, but like he's like you can show Sam whatever. And I was like, ooh, impressive, you know, whatever. And then he was like, wasn't he like setting like weird angles and stuff?
Yeah, he was doing like that.
Ew, why do men do that? Like-
or that.
Like the phone like up here, and they're like, what do you think? And I'm like,
So yeah, basically, we fucking get home, everything's chill, and then we find out from our friend Tiny
tiny, yeah.
that he was texting them all of this like
Oh, and all while he was texting my sister.
that too in a romantic way.
Yeah, like my sister, like I told him, I was like, you can like text my sister, like, but like in like a friend way.
Yeah.
He took it way too far. Emma was like, yeah, like we're like romantically talking, and I'm like, bruh, she's a fucking teenager.
And he was talking to me.
At this, all at the same time.
And he was talking to all these other people. So then I start getting fucking mad. Because I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, like I'm over here literally sending him nudes. We're literally on FaceTime every night. And he's doing that. So then that's when shit starts going down again.
Yeah.
So I sent him a text and I was just like, I know you're talking to other people, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't know where you're hearing this from. Like,
What's with them doing that? I don't know where you're getting this news information from. This is fake news. This is fake news.
So obviously I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna believe over, like, there's 2 people coming to me saying that this is happening.
And then Emma gave me receipts on
Yeah.
him talking to her.
So did Tiny.
Tiny did too. They were like, here's this.
And they also fucking confronted Mitch as well.
Yeah, and they were not like,
They were not having it.
yeah.
So
They believed in the girlies,
Yeah.
not him.
So basically we're all just attacking him at this point. And he is getting overwhelmed, fucking stupid Mitch he is, and he's just like, well, I never liked you anyway. Like,
The fuck? You were ugly anyway.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
pretty much was exactly what he said. And we ended up just fucking blocking him again.
And well, mind you, like we were like, this was like the last night we FaceTimed or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like really good at respecting my pronouns. I told him, I was like, this is how I want to be called, like blah 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 blah, you know, like the whole 9. And he was good at that. But last night he goes, have a good night, sir. So I like raise my fucking eyebrows and I'm like, you too, ma'am. And I like hang up and like I could clearly see his face was getting bright red. And then we like just stopped talking, and then we thought he made like a Facebook to like text M because he kept going like, M, I have something really important to tell you, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. And so it was either him or it was either me or you that confronted him about I think it was me.
It was you.
And I was like, dude, why are you making a fake Facebook to talk to her? You didn't even use a fucking decent name. He used Mitch Whoa. Mitch Whoa or Woo or whatever. And he's like, that wasn't me, which I think like a part of me does believe that wasn't him, but at the same time I'm like, no, it can't be.
Who else would have that?
Who else would it have been?
Yeah.
Like literally, like this man. And then he sent like like I don't believe him because he sent one screenshot of his Facebook, and I'm like, that's not gonna do it for us.
It's just his profile.
It was a profile. It could have been anybody's profile too.
So, yeah, that was a little weird. How
And then like somebody hacked you.
Yeah, I got hacked, and then my nudes got sent to like a whole bunch of different people.
Me included.
Yeah.
And then Nick, and then Mitch coincidentally.
Yeah. So Mitch sent himself my nudes.
And then me, which I haven't seen before. Hello, we're an OnlyFans household.
But
here.
I think he did that on purpose though,
Oh,
to make it seem
100%.
like it was someone hacking.
Like everybody.
Yeah.
Because we were on FaceTime.
Yeah.
And Em was like, oh my god, I got locked out of my Snapchat. Which is why I fucking hate Snapchat.
Yeah.
But like, and then all of these nudes everywhere. Like,
yep. And he's the only one that knew my password to
Yeah,
that,
so,
that
like,
locked account.
yeah, so
And
it's
then
just
Sam,
like weird.
but,
And then
obviously
me.
it wasn't Sam.
Because I logged in to do something. I remember
Right.
because like you were like, can you help me with something? And I was like, yeah, whatever. But he was fucking like, oh, this happened to me and my tires got slashed. This man is a fucking pathological liar. He was like, oh, my tires got slashed. And he made us think it was somebody else and thought he got away with it for so long. Obviously, we didn't buy it. He
Yeah.
made us think it was Alyssa that did
Yeah.
all this.
And then he kept like talking about Alyssa in a way like where she did like all of this crazy stuff. And like now that we're here to this day,
Looking back, I believe the woman over him,
Yeah.
and I still haven't I haven't talked to Alyssa in years,
no,
and I haven't talked to her since that whole thing went down.
yeah,
And a part of me wants to reach out,
yeah,
and like I did follow her TikTok, but I want to like message her and be like, hey, like I'm sorry, like whatever, like clear the air.
yeah,
But like like I believe her. If she says anything, I'm gonna believe her over him.
oh yeah, 100%. Because obviously he was crushing on me that entire time.
He was trying to make
Using
everybody
you.
feel sorry for him.
Yeah,
And at this point, I'm like, I believe Alyssa over him. Like I said, like why would you say all this stuff? Like, obviously,
right.
like I get he's got trauma and stuff, but like he took it to a whole nother level.
He was just yeah. So that was just it. We basically just blocked him again, and we are not talking to him ever again.
Haven't heard
I
from him
mean,
since.
No. But basically the moral of the story is fucking him just
Being a fucking psychopath.
he's literally a psychopath.
Mitch, if you see this, have the day you deserve.
So yeah, that it concludes our love triangle story. With
Stay
him.
tuned for more.
And next week we're gonna probably talk about our family
And childhood.
childhood family drama and problems with my ex's family. So, and actually that involves kind of like with Nick, so I'm gonna get into that into the next podcast, and Sam's gonna kind of describe like what's going on with her family and stuff like that. So we are gonna get onto that.
Yeah, we're gonna get onto it. Thanks for watching Unfiltered Friends. Woo!
Like and subscribe. You love us. You know you do.
You know you do. And if you find our OnlyFans, one, if you know us and like weird and like family, don't. Two, if you do know us and you're friends and are horny occasionally, subscribe. So.
And don't talk to Mitch.
No. Stay away from that man. He's still in Broomfield. He's claiming to fucking be on like pilot school and all that stuff. So if you see this man, bleach blonde gym rat that probably goes to like Choose Fitness in Broomfield, stay away from him.
And good luck, ladies.
Good luck. Stay safe.
Love you.
Love ya.
Bye. Bitches.